In this section, we'll try and answer your questions about what it's like to go to Download Festival, things that we recommend, and things to avoid. This week, festival food. A week
Love food.
A week at Download means you'll need to either take food with you or buy it from the stalls in the village, and the same goes for alcohol. So we've had some thoughts about what you might expect. So how much food do you bring with you when you arrive on day one?
So the last few years, I've been lucky enough to have a fiance who loves to bake and loves to cook. So she always sends me on my way with tons of obviously pre-cooked sausage rolls, Cornish pasties, calzones that are in a cooler bag for the whole week. And I basically, in the mornings especially, I take those for energy throughout the day.
And how long are those expected to last for?
So the cool bag that I've got, it boasts that it can hold its temperature for a good few days. That's why I bought it.
That's good.
So what I do when I used to get public transport up, it definitely helps. It would be frozen and it would defrost until the day that I needed to eat it. So when we go up on the Tuesday, by the Thursday morning, it's all defrosted. It's all fresh. It's all ready to eat.
Wow. So that'll last you a few days.
It does. I think I've had a couple of occasions where I'm offering food out to you guys, if you're camping with us. So yeah, it lasts. Definitely lasts. It's definitely worth investing in a cool bag of some description. Again, it'll keep your food fresh. If you take frozen food, it will slowly defrost the food for you. Again, you haven't got to fill it up with ice packs. And as well, most important, keeps your beer cold.
But it's another thing to bring along with you, another heavy thing
to
bring along.
If I can manage to lift all my shit from the south of the country to the Midlands via trains, fucking taxis and buses, anyone can do it.
What about you, Dave? Do you bring much food with you on day one?
Yeah, I try and just bring stuff that's going to last, like crisps and biscuits and stuff, just for when you need that little boost of energy. But I generally try and just budget so I can eat some meals provided at the festival itself. So
you like to go and buy stuff from the actual stalls that are there?
Yeah, I try not to do it like all the time, because obviously it's probably not good to be having burgers every day of the week. But you're at a festival, whatever. It's
but they smell so good, don't they? Those
burger
vans.
They have, but they have a great variety as well. Like, one thing I definitely want to talk about is the breakfast tent.
That breakfast tent it's amazing.
There is a breakfast tent. There's also it's like a smoothie bar, which I don't think they're the same thing. I think they're on like opposite ends of the village.
Yes. Okay. So I remember what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm on about the smoothie bar, but they also do like you can get like hash browns there and sausages and stuff.
The breakfast wraps and stuff like that.
Yeah, but they also do like fresh, fruit smoothies and stuff.
Because sometimes when you wake up in the morning and you might have brought stuff with you for your breakfast, you don't always fancy what you've brought, do you? So you just want to go and get a fry up.
Yeah, but like they definitely try and cater to everyone in that sense. Like, you're not just restricted to having beans on toast or whatever it is. You can actually have something like fresh and healthy.
Oh yeah, that's it. You've got the choice, haven't you? You don't have to have a fry up if you want something from a tent or a stall. You've got the option of having something that's a bit more healthy, if that's what you prefer.
Yeah, I generally try and eat something nice or healthy in the morning, and then when we're actually at the arena, just gorge on a kangaroo burger or something. Ostrich, sorry. It's an ostrich burger.
Something Australian, anyway.
Yeah.
So a lot of people bring dry food with them that will hopefully last the week. When I come, I usually bring, like you say, biscuits, crisps, whatever I can fit in, stuff that tends to be quite light. But I do find that I've got a lot of stuff left over by the end of the week because I just, for convenience sake, I'll just go to the stalls and get something from, something hot that's just been cooked. And to be honest, it is a bit of there's a varying quality of hot food. When I say there's choice, you can get stuff that is healthy, stuff that's not so healthy, stuff that is well made and nice, and stuff that's been done in 30 seconds. But you've got your choice. You takes your choice. You takes your risk. And it's if you find one that you don't quite like so much, there's plenty of others that you can try and they'll be either nicer or not quite so nice. But you've certainly got choice, haven't you? Now, if you bring stuff to cook, because some people do cooking at Download at the campsite, there are lots of rules in place in terms of what you can use to do that cooking. Like
yes, so I think in general camping, there's no gas cooking or anything like that. They always recommend to bring the disposable barbecues. Good as they are, not great for the environment. Obviously, people don't recycle them properly. But having said that, they are very good for, like you say, when you want to cook a couple of burgers at your campsite. Brilliant.
I mean, the only thing about that is that it's going to be June, and if you've bought fresh meat, cold meat with you, it's not going to last very long.
Hence the callback.
Even then, I would be hesitant. I mean, there is a co-op in the village, isn't there? I mean, do they sell burgers and sausages and stuff like that?
That co-op sells absolutely everything you can think of, like food-wise at a festival. Even your toiletries, it's there. There's the best decision they made. Festival Republic and Co-op making that partnership, because it's not just Download that they're at Reading and Leeds as well, and having the Co-op sort of bargains as well, like again you mix and match, or you buy one get one free. It's all there. One big thing that I know people are really, really keen on is the meal deal. Your sandwich, drink, crisps or snack or something for about $4.50. Now again, in your normal Co-op is a bit cheaper, but again, festival tax, it's going to go up. But it's not as expensive as going to one of the other stalls, which again can rack up by the end of the week.
How much are we talking for a burger, let's say?
So I mean, on average, the meals that I see, again, burgers and stuff like that, you're looking between £7 to £10, which I mean, for a burger, I mean, if you're having them 3 times a day for the whole festival, it will rack up.
Stomach.
I would rather fill that space in my stomach with cider, which you can do instead of breakfast. You can even order cold cans from a tent in the village. You can pre-order those cold cans. You don't even have to prepay. You pay when you, or do you? Is that right? You pay when you get the cans.
I think you pay when you get them.
Yeah.
And that's something that I'm definitely, if they announce that for this year's festival, it's something I'm definitely going to do. Because obviously with me and you, Neil, being in RIP and Dave being in general camping, I'm definitely going to buy a crate to take to Dave's camp.
Oh yeah.
And obviously we can all sit around and have a drink with whatever lovely friends that want to come and say hello to Dave if he makes new friends.
Yes, of course. You're not going to camp with us, are you, this time?
I take cans though.
Just so you get pissed on your own. But yeah, that's a great idea. I mean, you've got cider and you've got lager, I think, haven't you?
Yeah. So your choices are it's all Carlsberg. Obviously they're one of the big sponsors of the festival. So you've got Summersby apple cider, and then you've got your Carlsberg, your standard Carlsberg Pilsner, and your Carlsberg Export, which I believe is in smaller cans.
Oh right.
So depending on your taste, you go for either the smaller cans of Export or the bigger cans normal Carlsberg.
Your beer cans. And to pre-order those cold cans, I think there's a separate website, isn't there, that you can go to and tell them which festival you're going to and all of that. I can't forget now which particular website it is. It's something like Carlsberg.
Well, I think obviously downloadable. Once they've posted that they're definitely going to be there, they'll have a link ready for you to go on to. I think you're right. It's like Carlsberg's like festival something or other.
Yeah.
Like you say, you click on a drop screen of whatever festival you're going to, and then you click on what cans you want, and you pay when you want to pick them up.
Because if you are travelling on public transport, let's say, and you don't want to be carrying 48 cans with you, as well as all your camping gear and all your food and your clothes and everything else, it's so much more convenient to get them from the village and just walk, from your tent and back again.
From experience of having to do that, again, on taking your slab of cans and all your food and all your camping equipment on a train from one end of the country to the other, I can't recommend it more. That do the pre-order of the cold cans. Buy your food when you're there, or if you want to take your own food there, which will be obviously cheaper for you in the long run. I can't recommend pot noodles anymore. You can ask for hot water at one of the stalls, and they'll fill your pot noodle up for you.
Is that a thing? Will everybody do that?
Yeah, I think. I mean, some places they'll charge you like 50p or £1 for the hot water, but it's better than spending an arm and a leg on a breakfast meal that, again, you feel as if you're obliged to buy. You take your own food, and if you want some hot water, they will give you hot water.
I mean, when you let's say you want to live off your own food, let's say you've got some special dietary requirements and you want to prepare your own food. I mean, that's for basically a week. That's going to take up quite a bit of space, isn't it, in your luggage?
More than likely. Again, it all depends on, obviously. I mean, if I was doing the general campaign, obviously my dietary requirements have changed in the last year or so.
You're going to have your very first vegan download, aren't you?
I am indeed. I'm looking forward to it. I've been told apparently it's actually they do cater quite well for it. Like I was saying, if I was going to do general camping, luckily I've got my own chef on call that can obviously bake me goods and I'll take up with me. But it would still take up a lot of room in my luggage and my baggage to take from, say, car to camp.
But you do have there is the option, if you don't want to take any food with you, you can survive as a vegan or whatever else. I think. They've in the last few years since obviously the whole veganism has become a bigger thing. Everyone again, dietary requirements are being taken a bit more seriously in the last 10 years. They have a huge variety of food that will cater for absolutely anything that any either ailment or any sort of requirement that you need. I mean, they do. I mean, just from off the top of my head, they've got. Obviously, you've got your ordinary festival food like burgers and chips, your sort of festival staple. Mm-hmm. Then you've got your different kind of meat that goes in those burgers, whether it's vegan or whether it is ostrich. Did they have ostrich burgers? Is that what we said before?
Yeah,
ostrich.
That's a thing.
I can't remember the name of the stall now, but I think it's just called ostrich burgers. Actually,
is that the one that comes with the Jack Daniel's bacon? The Jack Daniel's sauce.
Yeah.
They're
really good.
I've had that before. Wouldn't eat it now, of course, but I've had that before, and it is. I would recommend it to any meat lovers.
Because you're gonna have a few drinks at this, aren't you, Lee? And mm-hmm. you might find yourself really hungry, and the vegan place is a long way away, but right next to you is a lovely stall that has the smell of a beef burger. And are you seriously? You're not even tempted? No.
I get this. I got this question asked to me actually a couple of weeks ago, and to be honest, no. I'm quite good with preparing the food that I'm taking with me. If I'm not going to go back back to the campsite all too often, I will try and plan ahead where the vegan stuff is. If it's close to me, then I'll go and get it. If not, I'll go and get a beer. That's vegan. I'll be fine.
So you've also got Noodles. Noodles are very popular at Download, aren't they?
Oh, everyone loves the Chinese, though. I think that's probably why everyone loves the Chinese. So I mean, there is a lot of Chinese noodle places at Download. I have to admit.
What do you go looking for, Dave, when you are peckish?
I actually really like the noodle place. It's sweet chili noodles.
Oh my god, yes, that's the thing. There's a lot of choice when it comes to even just noodles. Then you've also got, apart from your burgers, chips, noodles, you've got like potatoes. Could have a tater with various fillings.
Oh yeah, I remember. I know what you mean. They'll do like a roast potato portion, and it's like covered in all. Again, you get it gravy or fucking all sorts. There's a place called Hippie Chippy as well. Again, they do garlic and rosemary chips, sweet chili chips, barbecue chips. It's not just chips like smothered in sauce. These are literally, they've been like pre-coated in sort of in sort of like flavorings and stuff, and then fried. If you see it, do that.
There's also a stall that does a great. I can't name any of these particular stalls, but I can tell you what they serve. A massive Yorkshire pudding with like a Sunday dinner in it. That is also intense.
Well, it was going to be mine and Lee's favourite store, the Bunny Chow store. But
which does have a vegan option, so I'm happy there.
Does it?
Oh yeah.
Remind us what that is.
It's basically, to put it simply, it's a stew in a loaf of bread, a hollowed out loaf of bread, basically. Wow. But yeah, it's a South African dish, I believe, and it's great because like it's not very messy when you're holding it, because obviously you're holding the bread, and you can just. I think they give you like a little spoon or fork or something.
So as long as you don't eat the bread as you're eating...
Don't eat the bread first. Yeah.
Yeah, don't eat the bottom of the bread first. You'll be fine.
But yeah, they do like I think just like a mild one and a spicy one, and the vegan one as well, which I've forgotten about.
Also, to go back on your point, Neil, about what, again, vegan options are there as well. The paella.
Oh, right.
If you don't get, they've got two different sort of like massive, almost frying pans worth of the stuff. If you want the non-meat option, it is totally and utterly vegan. It's no shellfish or sausage and chicken. It's just purely paella rice and some mixed veg. Which it sounds a bit naff, but I love it. It's brilliant.
The thing about that is, though, to make up for the lack of the other ingredients that you're avoiding, they have to put other stuff in it to make it a bit more chewy, I suppose, and interesting. Is that right?
I think it's butternut squash.
Butternut squash. Yeah, I like a bit of butternut squash. There's somewhere that sticks out in my mind is a great big Chinese takeaway stall where, so it's like a buffet. You basically go up to them and tell them what you want from the numerous dishes that you can see in front of you. So if you're partial to a Chinese takeaway, that's there. I think I've had the best kebab that I've ever had in my entire life, and also the most expensive kebab that I've ever had in my entire life at Download. It was just full. It was massive. It was so big. It was chickeny doner meat and lots of what looked like cabbage. It was actually, but the sauce, that you could put your own sauce in there. It was so tasty. I mean, I don't. If you've ever seen a picture of me, you'll obviously see that I like kebabs and that type of thing. So, yeah, I'm a kebab connoisseur, and I liked that very much. So if you see them, pay them a visit. But what else? What else is there? There's so much variety.
They've obviously, as you'd expect, there's a few. Are we specifically talking about food? Obviously, alcohol-wise, there's all sorts of bars all around the festival. I think they've got speciality bars as well. There's an ale bar. There's whiskey. Yeah, a specific sort of ale bar on the pumps, as you would see in a pub. They've got one of they had one of those floating around the last couple of years.
Is that actually at the place where you just go into the bar, like, and get you order your drinks? Is it the same place?
No, Sam. It was a totally, from my memory. I think this was 2017. Now, mine was 2018. It was a completely different like bar, a stall, away from all the main bars that are dotted around in their usual places. There's definitely there definitely was one year. I think it was 2017. They had a separate ale bar. If that's not a thing anymore, because obviously the Danish Quarter, then so be it. But I'd love to see that return.
Do you like an ale, Dave?
Yes and no. I mean, I think at that time of year,
you're a cider man.
I think I prefer a cider for a festival, but I'm not averse to an ale every now and again.
They don't like you, in the arena. They don't like you to bring in your own anything, really.
No. So I mean, you do get some cheeky beggars that do manage to sneak their own cans in. Not recommending it. It's pointless.
If you get caught with it, then
you get caught. You've either got to nail it or you've got to hand it over. I actually, admittedly, last year I had a couple of cans stashed in my bag. I thought, bottom of my bag, they're not going to get touched. It's fine. Person searching me found them and said, right, you've got two options. You're either going to give me them now or you've got to nail them. But you've got two, so you're going to try and nail two now? And I went, no. I finished what I had. I finished what I had in my hand, cracked open one of them, finished about probably 3/4 of that, chucked that in the bin. I said, there's one for end of your shift. And lo and behold, it went straight in their pocket.
Wow. In your face, whilst you stood there.
Yeah. To be honest, I mean, last year, though, as well, I had tons of beer left over. And even then, on my way out, going back to my car, I stopped by like a crowd of stewards and said, when do you lot get off? And they said, oh, probably got another couple of hours. Why? I said, right, here's some beer. Go nuts. Then, oh, nice one. But yeah.
Do you know what? That's worth talking about, actually, is not bringing too much of stuff with you, because it's a pain to carry. It's a pain to get rid of when you don't want it. So don't bring too much food. Don't bring too much booze, because it's a pain to get rid of.
Yeah, I mean, it's all well and good. Obviously, everyone wants to save some money for other things at the festival. So I understand when people bring a lot of stuff. But if you've got to say to yourself, "Am I bringing too much?" You more than likely are.
The thing about the cold cans is, when you get 24 cans?
Yeah.
And you've got because everybody's got their own stuff that they've brought with them, and so most of those cans you're going to nail yourself. Mm-hmm. And to make them last, for the week is quite difficult, because depending on how quick you drink, but you're going to be drinking, other people's stuff that they offer you. You're going to be trying to get through your own cold cans, which now aren't cold anymore because you've had them a few days, and you don't want them. So if I wish they had different sizes of, if they could sell me 12 cold cans, I think I'd be quite happy with that, actually.
Well, now you mention it, that's probably the good thing about the exports being in smaller cans.
Yeah.
Because you're still going to get a slab of 24 of them, but they're only 330ml cans. So it's like having like a can of Coke sized can of lager.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's a good thing, because then you drink them quite quickly.
Exactly.
As well as glass, obviously, depending on your
glass.
Your part of the country. RIP, you're allowed to take glass in, but in camping, absolute no.
So don't forget you can ask us questions or give us your viewpoint by sending us a message on social media. Tell us your do's and don'ts. Tell us about something we've missed, or just give us your opinion. In particular, I want to know, what's your favourite food stall? So just search for FestPod on the socials and let us know.